Welcome to the listening window. This story is called My First Day at the New Job. It's written in simple, natural English to help you improve your listening and speaking skills. Make sure to watch till the end, and if you'd like to read along or practice later, click the link in the description to download the full script and bonus learning materials, including vocabulary, a quiz with answers, and a writing prompt. Let's begin. I woke up at 6 a.m., but honestly, I'd already been awake for most of the night. IT was my first day at a new job, and my nerves were dancing like they were at a party. I kept checking the clock every hour, afraid I'd oversleep, but finally, when my alarm rang, I jumped out of bed like it was a fire drill. I had laid out my clothes the night before: simple black trousers, a light blue shirt, and clean sneakers. Nothing fancy, just comfortable and neat. I kept telling myself, it's just a job, not a fashion show. As I brushed my teeth, I looked in the mirror and said quietly, "You've got this. Just be yourself." The commute was okay. I took the train, which was already packed even at 7:30 in the morning. I stood near the door, holding onto the pole, surrounded by strangers who all looked half asleep. I wondered if any of them were heading to their first day too. When I reached the building, I paused outside to take a deep breath. IT was a tall office with shiny glass windows and a clean reception area. The kind of place that made you stand up straighter without even thinking. I walked in and told the receptionist my name. She gave me a visitor badge and pointed me toward the elevators. 7th floor, she said with a polite smile. I smiled back, even though I could feel my palms getting sweaty. When I stepped out of the elevator, a woman was already waiting for me. She had curly brown hair and a friendly face. "You must be Tara," she said. "I'm Priya. I'll be showing you around today." "Hi," I said, trying not to sound too nervous. "Nice to meet you." She took me through the office, showing me the pantry, the meeting rooms, the restrooms, and finally, my desk. IT was a small cubicle near the window. There was already a laptop, a notepad, and a welcome card that said, "We're glad you're here." That small card made me smile more than I expected. After the tour, Priya introduced me to the rest of the team. Some smiled and waved. A few just nodded politely. One guy offered me a chocolate bar and said, "It helps on Mondays." I liked him immediately. We had a short team meeting. I didn't understand everything they talked about, but I tried to follow along. At one point, the manager asked everyone to introduce themselves. When it was my turn, I stood up, even though no one else had. "Hi, I'm Tara," I said. "This is my first day and I'm excited to be here." Simple. That's all I said, but my voice trembled just a bit at the end. Still, a few people smiled encouragingly, and I felt a little better. Later, at lunch, I sat alone for a minute, not sure what to do. I had brought my own food, rice and vegetables in a lunchbox, but just as I was about to open it, a woman came over. "Mind if I join you?" she asked. "Not at all," I said quickly. Her name was Rena. She'd been at the company for 3 years and knew everyone. She started pointing at different people and telling me stories about them. "That's Jay. He always wears the same blue hoodie on Fridays. That's Tanya. Don't challenge her in table tennis. She will destroy you. I laughed for the first time that day. It felt so good to just talk casually. After lunch, things got easier. I had a few training videos to watch and some forms to fill out. I didn't feel rushed or pressured, which I really appreciated. Around 3 p.m., I had my first task, writing a short email draft for a client. I double-checked everything, then sent it to my manager for approval, when she replied with, "Nice start. Keep it up." I felt like I had just won an award. By the time it was 6 p.m., I was tired, but in a good way, the kind of tired that comes from learning something new and making it through. I left the office and stepped into the evening air. I felt proud. The day hadn't been perfect. My hands had shaken when I typed that first email, and I had forgotten the name of someone I'd met twice. But still, I had done it. I had shown up, tried my best, and taken the first step. On the train ride home, I leaned against the window and watched the city go by. There was a quiet smile on my face, and I remember thinking, maybe, just maybe, this is going to be okay. Thank you for listening to this story on the listening window. You can download the complete script, vocabulary list, quiz with answers, and a bonus speaking prompt using the link in the description. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe. Also, tell us in the comments, what would you have done differently at that key moment in the story? We'd love to read your version.